Hi guys, we are trying this again. I am going to start by asking Sam to join us. And let's see. Oh, there's Sam. Hello.
Yes, 1 out of 2.
Yes, okay, now I'm going to get Alex, and I think this could possibly work.
Here's fingers crossed.
In the meantime, will you say Sassenach?
Do you know what?
Sassenach.
Why don't I say Sassenach until we get the technology working?
I
But
think that's a
yes,
good idea.
Sassenach.
Oh,
There we
yay!
go.
Hi,
Yes.
everyone.
Sam, it's 8 o'clock in Scotland, so it's lunch, my
It's
friend.
it's 8 o'clock somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry guys. I was trying to join. Technology, but we made it.
I hear you. Thank you so much for taking the time, guys.
Of
So,
course.
Yes,
it sounds like besides being the founder of a double gold winning whiskey company, that you're also on a TV show because you've got lots of fans that are joining on. And we don't usually have this many fans. We have 11,000 people watching right now.
Fantastic.
So,
it's the
Yeah.
whiskey.
Well, it's the whiskey. They're all fans of the whiskey. Yeah. No, it's definitely. Obviously I work on this TV show Outlander, and in a way, working in Scotland inspired me to create my own whiskey with obviously a name that is synonymous with the show, but also synonymous with Scottish heritage and culture.
yeah, we got a lot of questions about what is the meaning behind the name. Can you explain a little bit about that for us?
Yeah, yeah, I can. Well, in Scotch Gaelic, it basically was rather a derogatory term for an outsider or an English person. But during the show Outlander as well, actually uses a term of endearment. And then looking at Scotland as well, Scotland is such a forward-thinking place. It's very welcoming, and we wanted to include people. It's a very inclusive place, so it just kind of worked with the name. I think it just felt it had the heritage, but it also sent the message across that we want to be inclusive. If you are the outsider, you have never tried whiskey before, you can then be the Sassenach, and all are welcome.
Fantastic. And what does it mean for you guys to just be released and win 2 double gold medals 2 years in a row?
Feels good.
Pretty
Feels,
good, huh?
it's an honor. It's humbling, and it's it has been quite a lot of work behind it, mostly by this guy drinking too many different blends and different creations. But it's been definitely a blessing, and we are so appreciative of it. And it's our first release, The Spirit of Home, which ties in pretty much also to your question why the Sassenach came to be. It's essentially, sounds hard, but also the concept, the idea behind this was being as inclusive, as welcoming as possible. And then the Sassenach essentially represents, outsiders welcome. We all are outsiders, depending to a certain extent where we are at times. And this specific launch was very personal. I remember first time we discussed this with Sam, it literally started a Scottish guy and a German guy go to a bar, the kind of a story. But it was, we were talking about all the different things, and he was very, very noticeable that this is personal. So if you wanted to work on a spirits brand, first it has to be whiskey, and it has to be whiskey. You have to respect and understand and appreciate the institution that Scotch whiskey is. And it was something that when we early on started, he made it very clear to me that this is not a business opportunity for me. If I want a business opportunity, I would sign any endorsement deal that presents itself to me, and I would do any of those stuff. If I do my own brand, my own label, it has to be celebrate my heritage, my culture, be as inclusive as possible, welcome that's not like foreigners like yourself, everyone that wants to enjoy and share my culture, and that's how it all get to be. And then one of the first reasons why also the whiskey came as a obvious choice of launch is, I think Sam used to always say when he travels so much on his trips and on his businesses, every dram whiskey would bring him back home. So he wanted that.
Yeah.
People get at it,
Yeah,
that's
it's absolutely, as Alex said, it's something that that I do travel a lot, and it's a very emotional drink. It's one of the only drinks that you have that when you drink it, it gives you an emotional reaction. And for me, it's about Scotland, and it was I was living in London actually, and it was the first time I started drinking Scotch whiskey, and I just had this really emotional reaction to when I drank it. It just reminded me of home, and then, whenever I travel the world now, I'd like to have a glass of whiskey, and it does. It takes you back home. But as Alex said as well, Alex actually was, as we like to call him, a whiskey virgin, or with
Wow.
his accent, a whiskey virgin. But yeah, he was like the guinea pig of this, really. He had never really drank and never really tried whiskey. And I took him to this little Scottish bar in Glasgow, and there was a little band playing Scottish music, and we were talking about it. And I think just that sort of coming together of people and of stories, of our culture, and it felt like, yeah, it's a big ask, but something we wanted to capture, and really, people that haven't tried whiskey, to give them something accessible, but also something we're really proud of.
The stories, I think, I mean, it was a little bit more emotional also at that moment when you first try. I mean, it was with a few drinks, and it was a very typical Scottish pub. It was really everything that you picture what a Scottish pub should be. And then all these different people, different musicians, different artists would come. They would start playing instruments. Sam already told me, watch, they didn't rehearse this. They just start going off each other and do that. And while you hear this amazing Scottish folk music, and Sam is talking all about these different regions and different, climates, different landscapes, and how it affects its whiskey from the. It was just really poetry for me, and that's why the experience with that to start on, it was just different than accepting whiskey as a spirit rather than an institution that it was. That the way Sam, I think everyone should have the opportunity to try their first whiskey with Sam.
Yes.
That would be nice.
It's going to be a very, very busy pub, right? Yeah.
It's just amazing. It becomes so much more than what picture of whiskey to be or Scotch to be. It's you get to know a little bit more of the culture, and that's something that was important to him and important to us from the get-go. I'm giving more of myself than just my name or my likeness to a brand. So
Can you tell me a little bit about the bottle design? It is also
Yeah.
a medal winner, and it is so beautiful. It is something that definitely deserves to be in someone's bar, someone's home,
Right.
on
Yeah.
display. How did you come up with the logo? And is this a unicorn?
It is. It is a unicorn, and it is Scotland's national animal. Now, most people will be like,
Wow.
most people don't even know that. They're like, "What's Scottish? It's a unicorn," but it is. It's this mythical, magical creature. It's a very unique creature. Traditionally, it's on the coat of arms in British, in the sort of royal family, etc. But it's the only animal that can kill a lion. Is this mythical creature, and there's just something about the unicorn. It felt strong, it felt unique, it felt individual, and I think that the character of it is just it's quite passionate, and just really symbolized everything that we were going for. We're going for something that's unique, and I think just going into then talking about the liquid, it was that we wanted to create something that I'd seen so many great Asian whiskies, great blends out there. Scotch. Single malt is obviously celebrated a great deal, but actually, in a way, blended whiskey was kind of looked down upon. And I wanted to create something that was quintessentially Scottish, but also, had the characteristics of those Asian blends that were smooth and accessible. And so that's what we went for. And then the bottle, probably came out of Alex's mad mind of creativity. But we sat down for a long time, didn't we, Alex? We were looking at mood boards. We really, every stage of this whole process, we sort of went into the design process of how we wanted it to look. We wanted to make it look like something someone would want to keep on their shelf, whether they want to stick a candle in it or some lights or whatever, we wanted it to look, as unique as the liquid itself.
I feel like everything that we did with the blend, with the design of the glass, with everything, there's always these 3 check boxes. Economically reasonable, very expensive, and then complicated. And I felt we always checked the complicated and very expensive options because it was just
paid off.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's something that is a testimony to absolutely Sam. I started this. I'm actually 20 years old. This gray hair came going through the blending process.
Yeah.
But it was just, God bless our master blender. He really, really had patience with us. But we started, I mean, as Sam said, they're approachable, at the beginning, the suggestion was, low alcohol volume and But as we went through the process and we kept pushing back, and Sam kept pushing back, and I had to be the bearer of bad news. But I think it took us almost 2 years to get the right blend. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
really a complicated process, but as you said, it paid off. We were proud that it's all natural colors. We were proud that we didn't filter it. We were proud that we launched at 46%, but with the right blend, still the smoothness, still the approachable, and it was and you guys awarding us with amazing prestigious prizes. It's just paid off, and it truly has been a great start for us, and we just can't wait for the next step.
Yeah, we
That
were so
leads me
proud when you guys.
to that leads me to something that everyone is asking, which is will it be available worldwide? When will it be available in the US, Germany, Argentina? I got questions from all over the world saying, please, please, when will this be available?
Yeah, I'll let Alex get into the details because it is extremely difficult. And to
It
be
is
honest, Alex is the workhorse of this whole company and really
the,
has managed to get us into the US, haven't you, Alex?
but the work unicorn, yeah. But
Yeah, yeah,
it
you're the unicorn.
truly, I mean, there's you're familiar with that, Amanda. Obviously, our treaty system and the complication. One of the things is again when we started this, we wanted to own every aspect of it. We are own, and we wanted to do it right. But one of the challenges we faced, obviously, in the US, is that I mean, it sounds a little bit perhaps as bragging about it, but it's absolutely not. We just sold out so quick that it would not allow us to do any price posting or different state application, any of that. We started with the initial 10,000 release on Burns Night, and then obviously the COVID situation happened, and then shortly after, with some delays, we released again with this time with a bigger release, and we sold out again within 48 hours. And it always leaves you so little time to plan bigger goals. So yeah, I mean, we have 10,000 cases coming August, which we're super excited about. But once we go through that, within the time frame of last year's initial release and COVID restrictions and shutdowns considered, within a time frame of 12 months, we will be hitting almost at 15, 20,000 cases in only online sold through Reservoir so far, and then only 5 states and occasionally some states that could be shipped to. So it's been very, very amazing, but at the same time difficult to plan accordingly how we enroll other states. Thankfully, we're having great conversations with great people, great distributors, and great retailers, and now that we can assure your release of this Spirit of Home edition, we can address this more. We released in the UK, and from the UK, they could actually ship to many European countries, but as luck have it, Brexit happened, and then we've started facing that complications. So we had a very challenging start, but thankfully the stock that we had was pretty much sold out so quick that we didn't have to ultimately pay the price for that. We just had delays, the only thing. But mark the dates is the next release, and after that we will have this beautiful Spirits of Home edition release annually, between 10 and 12,000 cases, and we are working diligently on our next adventures in the spirits world.
Yes. So I'm seeing all these comments here. There's everyone's, people all around the world, they're all asking. And yeah, as Alex says, we have a new release in August in North America, and it's obviously available in the UK, and we are working. Alex is working diligently on the rest of the world, and we're getting there. Actually, we've got some really exciting news coming. So yeah, just keep watching our social media.
I just tried to see some of the comments you said. Pay attention, Sam. I just see hearts, and I love you. I love you guys too.
Well, we are very lucky because when we hold our competition, we ask for a few bottles to come so that all of our judges can have a taste. And we have one bottle that's left in the original packaging, and we are going to put this as one of our giveaways, which I'm sure everyone will be very, very excited about. So
Wonderful.
That will be coming up soon. And then I also got a lot of questions about if there's plans. I know you have a strong tie to Scotland. If there's plans to do any other kind of spirits in the Sassenach family.
Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it? But I think, yes, needless to say, we have a lot of plans. Alex doesn't like to sleep, and I do like unique spirits. So yeah, we've got a lot of different ideas. So we obviously want to establish the spirit of home and make that more readily available, and it will be later this year. And then, as Alex said, sort of annually there'll be annual releases of it. So, but yes, we've got some really fun stuff planned. So. Get ready to get your hands on some really good
Places
liquid.
might be considered as the Sassenachs. We will be the so the goal is for us to establish a great brand that reliable in quality, taste, and spirits brand. Whiskey was obviously the launch and the most important for us. That is here to stay. The Sassenach whiskey is here to stay, and hopefully it'll continue to win hearts and minds and awards. And but in the meantime, we are working on a couple of projects we're very excited about, and one stimulates our nature as storytellers, so we will capture the unique spirits around the world. But the other is just not only the spirits we meet, but the spirits we create during this amazing experiences and journey. So it's a lot of travel, a lot of drinking. It's a little bit tough life to live, but
Sounds
It's
pretty
a
good.
hard job, isn't it? Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's
Okay, I've got
a delight.
a few more questions for you. What is your favorite, Sam and Alex, favorite non-Scotch cocktail?
oh boy,
Ooh, wow. Non-Scotch cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let Alex think about this one. I mean,
no,
do you know, it's for me, it's all about, just the quality of the juice. And so I guess it has to be a classic, right? It has to be a classic martini. Probably a gin, actually, a gin martini, but a vodka as well. I just think I love my alcohol, quite clean, not too many ingredients. And I think, when you have a really good ingredients, you don't need to add loads of mixers. So, and it also starts a good party, a martini, doesn't it? Or ends one.
yeah, he went there. He got martini, so I have to say, yeah, vodka martini, but stirred.
He's vodka. I'm gin.
Got it. Perfect. Okay, what would be your favorite last meal if you had a glass of Sassenach? What would you pair it with?
Oh,
Your favorite
yes.
thing to pair it with.
I actually tried the other day a smoked duck with the Sassenach, and it was pretty good, surprisingly good, but crunchy.
Yeah.
And it was really delicious. And I think something about the smokiness of the smoked duck. I was initially thinking of smoked salmon with Sassenach, but I tried the smoked duck, and that was a good pairing. You should try smoked duck with Sassenach.
Smoked duck with Sassenach. I think Sassenach would probably go with a lot of things. It is, quite balanced. It's quite sweet. There are some spicy notes in it, but to be honest, it's got to be something Scottish, right? And I was going to say haggis.
Haggis.
Traditionally, I was going to say it, but actually, I'm a bit of a breakfast fan, and I love porridge. And traditionally in
Wow.
Scotland, we do sometimes put whiskey into your porridge, and that is just the best way to start any day.
I
So
think
yeah,
you've just
what's
started
not
a
to
new
like?
trend. I think
Yeah.
you've just started a new trend. We're going to put
Can
all
I,
the Scotch in
Derek,
our oatmeal now.
can I reveal a very deep secret that nobody heard before? We
Uh-oh.
actually started talking about porridge because we have this health and wellness platform for fundraising, and Sam created this amazing porridge recipe booklet, and we were really paying attention to starting something a porridge related brand, and in terms of protein bars and then porridge and everything. But during all the conversation, we would have a drum of whiskey. So we said, you know what? I think we have to do the right thing here. But yeah,
Create a nice pairing.
Right.
Okay, and then last question is, Sam, what music would your caricature listen to while drinking some Sassenach, and what music song do you like to listen to while listening and drinking Sassenach?
So you're talking about Outlander
Yes.
character. Okay. I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, again, I think going back to like the first day that Alex and I really kind of the concept of Sassenach came around. We were in this bar, a Scottish bar, and this group of people are in there, and they're all what is essentially called a ceilidh. It's a gathering of people, a gathering of storytelling, of music, and that sort of community aspect the sharing of, the sharing of knowledge and good times. So that would be it. It'd have to be in a bar, Scottish bar, the musicians in the corner, and we're sharing a large Sassenach.
Fantastic. Alex, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, aside that, absolutely, it tastes so much better when you listen to Scottish folk music or Kaylee. But myself, on my time, it gotta be Miss Simone or some John Coltrane. So,
Ooh, nice.
no,
Yeah,
yeah, you can't
classic.
go wrong with either.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time. And
Yes.
we have this baby coming up on our, and congratulations on your many successes. Oh,
Now you're right.
congratulations on your many successes. And we can't wait to see what happens next for Sassenach. Thank you so much.
Something else we are sending to you is the Sassenach glass and the beautiful Sassenach tartan scarf that you can add to your giveaway.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Thank you
great.
so much.
So we'll send it.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
I think I might enter
much.
that competition myself. Yeah. Thank you so
All
much.
right,
I'm glad
thanks,
we actually
guys.
made this happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks
Absolutely.
to
Thanks,
you guys
guys.
for the awards. We're really proud. Cheers.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Bye.
Pleasure, guys.